Hi guys, so today I'm gonna do a retro repair. So I have this very beautiful Nokia E72 that I really like, and I like it because it's not a smartphone. So there's a little problem with it though, that the S key is kind of weared out. So I ordered a new keyboard from eBay. And remember those times when you could repair your phones yourself? That was amazing, right? You didn't have to glue stuff and all these kinds of stuff. Amazing. Okay, but anyways, I'm gonna change the keyboard on this. I'm gonna bring you along with the ride, and we're gonna change the battery too. Wow! Okay, so in order to do this, we need a donor phone, which is the E71 in this case. It's kind of a very nice phone actually, but the E72 is just a bit better. And also, by the way, we're gonna change the screen as well, because you might be able to see it here, but it has a slight tint on this corner here, and we don't, so that's kind of a bad thing with the screen. So we're gonna try to just use our E71 as a donor phone to the E72. So I put a ruler here just to kind of mark, or trying to be structured in a way so that everything on this side is the donor parts and everything on this side is the new phone, or the phone that we're going to care about. Okay, so anyways, let's just try to power on. Let's get started and let's try to power on these phones so that we can see that both are working. We know that the E72 is working because I was filming with that, or at least, yeah, so this is okay. So I'm just gonna power off the E72. You will definitely notice that there's the Nokia, when they made this, I think it was in 2006 or something like that, they kind of learned from some of the mistakes, the design mistakes that they made with the E71. Ooh, that Nokia sound, right? Brings back memories. So as you can see, this screen does not have a tint in this corner here, so but it works, so that's fine. And anyways, going back to this, going back to the design stuff that they learned from, we will see that there are some things here that are definitely better in from a replacement perspective, at least on the E72 than on the E71. Okay, so to get started we need we need our iFixit kit. This is not sponsored by iFixit, but I really like this kit. So okay, so let's see what let's disassemble the donor phone first. This is going to be nostalgic to some of you. Remember the times when you could just replace the battery like this, put in a new one? Amazing, right? Today you need to go to a store or something to get the battery replaced. Okay, so we need a small torque, something like this probably. So I'm gonna try to make everything as clear as I can. I'll go on here. So one of the reasons that I've started to use these old phones, because I kind of got very sick and tired of all the notifications on smartphones, and I know that I can disable them, but some of them just wants to come back. Also, I don't really like the way that you're forced into having some software installed on your phone when you buy it. I like to be kind of in control of what I have, so I don't want Facebook on there, for example, because I'm not on Facebook. I don't want all these bloatware apps that they install, so if I could get just a clean phone, that would be great. However, the next thing is that there's very little choice if you don't want Android or iPhone or iOS these days, and those are probably tracking a lot of your activity, and you can't really use your Android device without registering a Google account, right? So it's not that I'm being paranoid about it, but I just want to kind of be in control of my data, and especially the notification parts of things. Okay, so this is one of the things that you will notice on the E72 when we get to disassemble that one, that this is a much simpler process on the E72. In order to get the keyboard off of this and get access to the screen, we're gonna need to push these small shiny bits here. So let's see if we can make that happen. These are kind of prone to bending, so you don't want to press too hard, you just want to press just so that they release from the case, the rest of the case. So like this. And now we should be able to take this bottom part out. Oh, okay. So we're just gonna do this. Okay, so make sure, you probably didn't notice now, but make sure when you disassemble the E71, there's 2 hinges up here. So you need to kind of push up, and then you can lift off the front cover here. So this is quite nice actually, because if I wanted my E71 to be completely new, or at least as close to new it can, I could order a new one of these. These are still available on eBay and from China stores and stuff. So it's actually possible to get a completely refurbished model from this. But in this case, I'm just using the E71 as a donor phone, and then we have 2 screws up here because I want my E72 to work, obviously. And this is a slightly bigger screw up here. So let's get that out. Oh, is this broken? The seams. So let's see if we can do anything with this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go up one size here to get that out. Just gonna put that over here because I don't want to scratch it even more. So this is kind of tricky because we don't want to damage the cable up here. Nice, a lot of dust in here. Okay, so we are going to use a little prying tool. So just disconnect that. And just to make it a bit easier for ourselves, we're going to disconnect this down here as well. Like that. Okay, so actually we could replace the entire motherboard of the E71 if we needed to. So it was quite easy to repair phones back then. Imagine this now. I know that components have been much smaller now, but at least these were repairable, right? Okay, so we don't need this one anymore, and we only need the screen from here. So let's, this is kind of always very uneasy process. The screen just fits into this case here, so it should be possible to just slightly bend it and get it out. But we don't want to damage it, right? So let's see what we can do here. So these tools from iFixit are kind of designed to break before you break your stuff. Break your devices, so they're very good for something like this. Except for this tool, of course. This will probably break everything. So slightly bend it so that you can just get the screen out, okay? But be careful because we need to use this again. Okay, so this is the screen, and this is what we're going to put on our E72 over here. Let's just quickly just clean it a little bit around the corners here. Okay, nice. Dust. Okay, cool. So now we got the screen, and let's begin working on the E72. So this is the first change actually. On the E71, you need to push on both sides here, and then you can get the back cover off. On the E72, you have a small hatch here that you can just pull up and then get it out. So as you can see, we have the battery here, completely identical. So these are interchangeable. I know for a fact that the E71 battery is kind of a bit better, so we're going to use that. Okay, so let's open this one up. Let's see, I think we need small Torx here. By the way, this is a Torx T4, so quite small. Okay, so we got those up. And let's see here. Should be able to just click it. Yeah, so the bottom panel here comes off. Attached to the front here, so we need to carefully pry that over here. Okay, good. So now we can just inspect the screen here. Actually, we can pull it off here. Let me see. There we go. That's the official noise you make when you pull off a screen. So let's check here that these are the same. I'm not sure if you can see this, but if you look at the numbers here and here, we can see that they're completely identical. So these screens are interchangeable. That was kind of a clever move from Nokia's side, because then they could build new phones quite quickly without having to manufacture new parts, right? So okay, so this is again a bit bigger. So this is a Torx E6H, T6H. Also, you're gonna want to remember where all the screws go. I don't have a system for that because I have some kind of very good memory of where each screw go. But you probably want to note that if you don't want to memorize it. Okay, so let's take this off here. So this is the keyboard, and the E72 has a touch sensor here. So that's the flapping thing here, and the S key here was very bad condition. So I'm gonna keep this because it's not broken, and if the new one doesn't work, or if I need to replace it again, I can live with this. But I have this new one, so let's assemble this, or yeah, replace it. So, and by the way, this is a refurbished keyboard, so I just want to check if, yeah, so the keys seem to be working very good, and also the S key here, so that's nice. Cool, so let's just assemble this, put this back together. There we go. We want this to be there. And we need to make sure that this is okay as well. We need to make sure that, or I think we need to bend this a bit because the side keys does not seem to work. This can be a little bit fiddly because you need to kind of have the buttons aligned out here so that you can slide in the key part of, yeah, so this seems to be working fine here. Okay, so let's put this together. This is nice. Let's try to put this screen over here. I know that it's completely dirty, but we want to test the phone first before we close it up, because we don't want all the work of getting the phone or getting it assembled and then needing to disassemble it again. So I'm just going to put the screen here slightly so that it will connect like this. And I'm gonna put in a battery and try to turn it on. Turns on. See if the screen comes up. Yeah, okay, so we're here. Yeah, and now you can see that we don't have this tinting in this area. Okay, so this looks nice. And let's see if I just put the keyboard here. So now the S key is working fine. Okay, so this seems to be working. So let's just power off the phone. And let's clean the screen because we don't want it to look like this when we reassemble it. So let me just do that. push too hard on these screens. They are not very tough, or they easily break. Let's say it like that. Okay, so cool. This is looking great actually. Good. So let's just keep this over here so that we can reassemble it into the E71. Yeah, so this has 2 hinges on the top as well, so you need to kind of put it in here first. And then you can kind of click it into place. Okay, so like this. This looks nice. And then we need the smaller torques. We don't want to tighten these too much, but we want it to kind of just feel right. You have to go by the feeling, feel the force. Okay, so let's switch batteries here, because this should be better. And by the way, the battery on these things lasts for like 5 days of use, so they are very good and cannot be compared to a smartphone by any means. Hey, look at that. No tint. Ta-da! Working. Nice. So, this works. That's amazing. So now let's reassemble the E71 again. Now we don't really care about who's the donor. So I'm just gonna remove that because that was kind of annoying. I'm just gonna move this out of the way as well. Okay. So the keyboard on the or trying to reassemble this phone is a bit harder than the E72, but it's just kind of something you need to try. Okay, so let's put the keyboard back, and I'm getting ahead of myself. I wanted to put the screen on first, but we don't want to do that. We want to put this on first. And again, we want those side keys to be working, so I'm just gonna very carefully put them into position and let gravity do the rest by keeping them there, hopefully. Am I gonna have a problem with this guy? There we go. The click. Okay, good. Now I'm just gonna tighten down this first before I put in the screen. Like this. I see a Nokia there. Yeah, and now we can see that we have the tint here, of course, because the screen is changed. But this is working fine. Okay, so now we have refurbished, or at least upgraded, or whatever we can call it, the E72 that I'm currently using. So that's nice. So, well, I think that's it for this video. If you have any questions or like this video, please hit the like button, and questions in the comments as usual. And otherwise, I hope you have a great day. Bye!